I've just finished decorating this room. I've stripped all the paper off and put lining on the walls and on the chimney breast. So at the minute I've just got to put some finished paper in the recesses on either side. Because I'm going to put finished paper on, I'm going to put a new surface on my board and make it nice and clean for this paper. Clean surface for every finished paper, that's what I do. Get rid of the old stuff, just rip it off. And put some new stuff on. One clean table. The most important thing about your paper is the soaking time generally. But what you want to do is once you get your paper out, check the batch numbers and the pattern numbers, and then put them together and make sure the colours are the same. And then also what you want to do is open them up and check the pattern for any defects before you put it on the wall. I've opened up the paper on the bench. Most of it's okay, but there's a slight deviation. I'm not sure the camera will pick it up, but you can see there's a line just in it there. I mean, it's not going to be noticeable, I don't think, when it's up. There's a slight hatching to the background, but that definitely stands out just there. But anyway, I'm going to put it up because it will probably hide a little bit behind the TV. Put the two lengths on this recess. It's not easy, especially where the joints are. The joints, you better button them up, definitely don't overlap them. And once they're butted up, you might find they go darker, but that's the paste just soaking into the paper, and when it dries out it'll even out and hopefully you won't be able to see your joints. You've got to try and get your matching pretty well, as you can see. Soaking your paper is the most important. When you're doing around your sockets, always make sure you turn the electric off. Up the edges, you better just marking it with the back of your scissors and then taking your time and cutting it with the scissors. If you use a razor blade, it's no good, it usually tears the paper. So the only way to get proper nice neat edges is to use your scissors. Right, so I'm going okay at the minute. I've got my last strip to put on down that side. So what I'm going to do is going to show you how you cut the strip on the bench. You've got to make sure you've got the right edge that you're matching up to the pattern on the right side of the board. And once you've done that, you want to take a measurement on the wall of the piece, and you can go over by an inch, so I want 10 inches. Basically what you do, using the metal edge of the bottom of the tape measure, make sure the paper's straight along the edge of the bench. Find your 10 inches, put your fingers on the 10 inches against the side of the bench, push the metal strip down on the paper and just pull it along. That way you've not put any pencil marks on the paper, and when it dries out you can't see that. Once you've done that, take your scissors and just cut it off. And then once that piece is soaked, for the correct length of time that comes up. That's the timer for my paper. It's very important to time every length and put it up on the exact minute. Once you've done your trimming, you want to take a cloth, nice clean cloth, and wipe all the paste off the wall next to the paper and off the woodwork. It's always important to wipe all the paste off. There's no point in decorating your room and leaving the paste on, because once it dries, all the dust sticks to it and it looks really bad. And when you come to paint the next time round, you can't paint over paste that's on the wall, because it just all bubbles. Right, then you want to check your joints. Make sure it's nicely butted up, not overlapped. Just give it a slight rub with the back of your fingernails. You don't want to do this too much, because the more you play with your joints, the worse they can look when they dry out. So once you're satisfied, just leave them alone. You can use a seam roller for this, but you don't have to. Right, and also make sure there's no bubbles in your paper. Especially a small piece like that, it's easy to get a bubble left in it, so you can just check it over. Yep, all done. Let's stand back and give you a look. Yeah, I think she's going to be very pleased with that. Right. Time to get the curtains back up, clean up, and I'm all done.